Hello and welcome to On the Agenda, a semi-monthly podcast by the City of Reno that quickly updates you on actions taken at a recent council meeting and checks in with various departments across the city to keep you up to date with happenings within the halls of City Hall, all within the time it takes you to drive to work or loop McCarran, depending on construction season. I'm AJ from the City of Reno's communications team, and with me today, not Reno City Manager Jackie Bryant, but Assistant City Manager Norma Santoyo. Hello, Norma.
Hi, AJ.
Is this your third one now?
I think so.
Yeah, because you and I did one, and then when I was out, you did one with Victoria.
Yeah, I feel like a pro now.
Yeah, you have so many of these under your belt. We're going to give you your own show. It's going to be great.
Don't hold me to any higher standards.
Before we get into today's topic, let's hear some highlights from our last council meeting on March 3rd. Here with those is Assistant City Manager Norma Santoyo.
Absolutely, AJ. We had another very busy and productive meeting with several items focused on public safety and infrastructure. Council approved the upgrade of 50 signalized intersections in our community with audible pedestrian signals, making them ADA compliant. This purchase is covered through Community Development Block Grant and is a huge step towards a more accessible city. We appreciate our partnership with HUD for this type of funding. Council also approved an update to the City of Reno's Public Works Design Manual. Last updated in 2009, this manual establishes technical engineering standards for the design and construction of infrastructure in the public right-of-way. Finally, Council also accepted ownership of a battalion chief truck from the Reno Tahoe Airport Authority as part of the consolidation of the fire services with Reno Fire Department. This vehicle will support emergency response oversight and comes at no cost to Reno taxpayers.
Oh, that's fantastic. We love when there's no cost to Reno taxpayers.
Yes, we do.
So for listeners who want to read more about these agenda items, visit reno.gov/news and click the latest council highlights post, just right there at the top. Now we are switching gears. We're going to dive into today's main topic. Council accepted a grant from Johns Hopkins University for an additional $60,000 in funding for the Love Your Block program. Joining us today to explain just what the Love Your Block program is and the importance of this grant is Roberto Lara, Neighborhood Coordinator with Housing and Neighborhood Development in the City of Reno. Welcome to On the Agenda, Roberto.
Thank you, AJ. I'm happy to be here.
Roberto, so let's start with the basics of this. What exactly is the Love Your Block program and why did we get this grant? What is this?
The City of Reno applied for the 2024-2026 cohort Love Your Block grant. And Love Your Block is a City of Reno neighborhood grant and volunteer program designed to empower residents-led projects that improve and revitalize communities. Through these initiatives, the City of Reno has partnered with Bloomberg Center for Public Innovations at Johns Hopkins University to deliver and support the program. So small grants and resources are provided to residents and neighborhood groups to complete projects that enhance shared spaces. Projects may include cleanups, graffiti removal, community gardens, landscaping, and other small improvements that make neighborhoods cleaner and more welcoming. Residents work alongside city departments and community partners to access tools, supplies, and volunteer support. The program encourages neighbors to work together, build stronger connections, and foster pride in the neighborhoods. Originally, the city was awarded $100,000 in grant funding, but due to a strong first-year performance and staffing challenges, we received second grant for an additional $60,000.
So it's like project grants, being like, hey, you have this cool project for your neighborhood. Here's some money.
Exactly.
So during the meeting, we heard that Ward 3 was the focus of year one for the program. So can you tell us a little bit about some of the projects that came out of the first year?
So year one had a wide range of different unique projects, from bike rack installations, neighborhood cleanups, to a mural painting. So one of our projects that we had was the Yori Avenue pop-up nursery. And basically that was to help restore neighborhood greenery. Love Your Block and Ward 3 residents partnered with Reno Food Systems, the Nevada Division of Forestry, and Bee Friendly Nevada to host a pop-up nursery. Through this effort, 280 native plants were distributed to community members, resulting in planting of 75 new trees through the neighborhood. Bee Friendly Nevada delivered an educational component focused on the importance of creating and maintaining pollinator-friendly environments. So that was like one of my favorite projects.
It was yeah. I stopped by and looked at everything. There were a few other ones too, right? What else was there?
Yes, so the Pembroke debris and weed removal. Volunteers removed invasive plants and filled up 3 30-yard waste management container bins, filling 33,500 pounds of debris along Pembroke Avenue, restoring approximately 60 acres near the Rosewood Nature Study area to help protect the watershed that ultimately flows into Pyramid Lake.
That's a lot.
Yes. We also had another project, the Donner Springs Birdhouse Project. Volunteers and families in the Donner Springs neighborhood built and distributed 120 birdhouses and 20 hummingbird feeders to support native bird habitats and removed up to 150 pounds of trash, helping strengthen community connections while enhancing the local environment. So this neighborhood is also school by choice, so not all children go to the same school. So this project provided an opportunity for neighbors and children to connect with one another. As we get closer down to like the Midtown area, we had our Vista and Wells bike rack installation. This project installed 5 bike racks in Midtown on the Holland Project, KWNK Radio, Tutti Frutti, Our Center, and the Radical Cat, providing parking for up to 33 bicycles to support alternative transportation, while volunteers also removed 400 pounds of trash and cleaned 11 acres of public space. Lastly, one of my personal favorite projects was Rising for People mural and neighborhood cleanup. This project consisted of residents and volunteers partnered with local artist Bryce from ABC Art Attack to paint a community mural at Rising for People Coffee, Midtown's first Black-owned coffee shop. The artist showed volunteers how to blend colors, shading, and brush strokes techniques, while volunteers also conducted a neighborhood cleanup. We also connected residents with city services by tabling during the painting day. We also had our city engagement team conducting a survey to better understand how we can improve engagement throughout our community.
So 5 different projects brought a lot of the community together. And the Rising for People, the mural is on Pueblo, right? That's so if you're going down it, it's
right across from the Holland Project building and KWNK as well.
Oh, nice.
Shopping center.
So definitely if you're driving around, go check it out. So now we're moving into year 2 with the Love Your Block program. So this year's focus will be on Ward 1. What can residents in Ward 1 expect and how can they get involved?
So Ward 1 was selected as it recorded the second highest number of residential code violations citywide. Applications opened February 13th and will remain open until March 31st. Selected applicants will be notified by April 22nd. And projects can include community cleanups, neighborhood improvements, public art, and much more. There are also volunteer opportunities. Residents can support projects even if they don't apply for the mini grants. Registration can be found on the City of Reno Love Your Block webpage. And a separate Love Your Block home grant application will launch May 1st, focusing on improvements to the exterior of private individual homes, including yard enhancement, fence painting, and planting. So
we have 2. I don't want to confuse people. We'll get more to that, more to come soon. But there's another part to Love Your Block coming in May.
Correct, AJ. So
Fantastic.
Right now we have our community mini grant, and later on in May we'll have our home improvement mini grant.
Awesome. So we just heard about 5 different projects that were very, very different and like great projects with a great end goal. So what are the eligibility requirements and project parameters that residents need to know?
Applications are open to individual residents over the age of 18, groups or organizations. Renters are welcome to apply. They don't need to own the property, but they must obtain owner's permission. The project budget must be between $500 to $5,000.
Okay.
projects must benefit the Ward 1 community and improve the neighborhood. And projects must also offer opportunities for residents and volunteers to participate. Projects can improve public as well as private property, but need to be limited to exterior areas or outdoors. And lastly, the projects must be accomplished within 4 weeks and completed by August 31st.
So we're not just like, hey, here's a grant, go do this. We are going to offer some support, it sounds like. So what kind of support does the city provide to help residents through the whole application process?
So the Housing and Neighborhood Development Team offers open office hours to assist applicants who need assistance. Applicants can book a time with Dana online through Submittable, which is where applicants will complete an online application. The city's team is there to guide applicants through the entire process from concept to completion. There are no matching fund requirements for this grant. It's fully funded.
These sound like great programs for our community and a wonderful way for residents to improve their neighborhoods. How much does this program cost the Reno taxpayers?
That's the best part. The Love Your Block program is largely funded through the National Grant Partnership with Bloomberg Center for Public Innovations at Johns Hopkins University, which Reno was one of 16 cities selected nationwide to receive funding for resident-led neighborhood improvement projects.
I love that. This program shows what's possible when residents and community partners come together. Through grant funding and volunteer efforts, neighborhoods across Reno are being beautified and strengthened without requiring an investment of local taxpayer dollars.
I love that. This is great because this is resident-led. It's everything that community is about. So like you said, we can find more on reno.gov, right? Just search Love Your Block.
Correct.
Then you have office hours with Dana, who's lovely. If you need help, Dana will help you.
Yes, we do.
Can we call in if we need to? Can anybody call you?
Yes, they can call us. We have all of our information on our Love Your Blog webpage, and we also have examples of our projects of year one on there for people that have questions.
Oh, nice. Or if they need inspiration.
Or inspiration,
Yeah.
yes, of course.
I'm excited to see what happens in Ward 1. With that, we are sadly out of time, Roberto. I am so sorry. And thank you for coming on the agenda down the hall because we're on the same floor.
We are.
It's great. Just harass you in the hall and be like, you're doing this episode with us. Before we sign off, Norma, what can our listeners expect to see at the next council meeting on March 25th?
Well, council will be back at it, and man, do we have a packed agenda again. During that meeting, council will approve some significant projects to support infrastructure in our community, including the potential approval of contracts for the 2026 Reno Preventative Maintenance Street projects. These contracts will provide preventative maintenance on 45 miles of roadway, patch 77 streets, and construct 10 pedestrian ramps, providing significant infrastructure improvements throughout our community. Council will also potentially approve a contract for the Colorado River Boulevard Sidewalk Improvement Project. This project is funded through the Community Development Block Grant funds and will greatly enhance pedestrian safety, ADA accessibility, and overall neighborhood connectivity. Thank you again to our partners at HUD for this funding support. Also, council will potentially approve a contract for Phase 1 of the street and sewer rehabilitation project in the Rivermount neighborhood. In addition to these infrastructure projects, council will also hear an update on the Lear community meeting, an overview of the 2026 primary election process, and a presentation update on community meetings, surveys, and possible next steps on changes to live entertainment regulations.
That's going to be a full meeting.
It sure is.
If you want to learn more about our meetings, you want to view agendas, staff reports, meeting recordings, whatever you want to know about, go to reno.gov/meetings, and there you will find everything you need. That about does it for this week's episode. If you want to stay in the know with Reno, visit reno.gov/on the agenda. There you'll find everything in one place: council meeting agendas, city news, past episodes, which are great, and a link to sign up for the Reno Report newsletter, which also has everything you need. It's a great resource. I highly suggest you sign up for that. Thank you for listening to On the Agenda. Thank you, Norma, for filling in for Jackie this week.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm going to make you do more episodes with me.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
Thanks for listening to On the Agenda, keeping you connected to the decisions shaping Reno. We will see you next time.